All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the blueprint. The major story here says that 2025 appropriation bill jumps to 47.9 trillion naira from 27.5 trillion naira 2024. The writers there, Tinubu presents bill to National Assembly. Federal Executive Council names Uni Abuja after Gowon, approves free train rides during Yuletide. Federal government okays 161 million euros for construction upgrade of 35 power substations. Now, inflation hit 34.60% in November. The National Bureau of Statistics is quoted as saying that. The FCC recovered 248 billion naira, $105 million other confiscated assets in 2024. ONSA. ICPC 29.685 billion naira in cash, $966,900 in assets. 193 foreigners, 599 others arrested for cybercrime. Those are some stories you find on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. We move now to the front page of the Punch newspaper, still talking about the 2025 budget. Federal Executive Council orders final adjustments as Tinubu presents Wednesday. Late signing wouldn't disrupt January to December cycle. Federal government. The Federal Executive Council okays budget after amendments. And then tax reforms will promote equity. That's what the president is quoted as saying. PSC promotes 11 police commissioners to AIG. That's the Police Service Commission. And the downstrip there, Lakurawa Defense Headquarters steps up intelligence gathering, plans special operation. And then rising food prices drive inflation to 34.6% high. Some stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper. And to the Voice of Liberty. Federal Executive Council approves Tinubu's 2025 budget proposal. And another story here, food inflation jumps 39.93% in November. That's what the National Bureau of Statistics is quoted as saying. And then we have 10,000 intending Christian pilgrims pay 30 billion naira as airlift begins December 22nd. And the Supreme Court throws out suit seeking Tinubu's sack, fines plaintiff 5 million. And some stories on the front page of the Voice of Liberty. To the Nigerian News Direct now, is still saying, talking about the Federal Executive Council approving 2025 budget proposal of 47.96 trillion naira as Tinubu shifts 2024 budget presentation to National Assembly to Wednesday. Inflation rises to 34.60%, highest in 26 years. At the downstrip, we have Sanwo-Olu, that's the governor of Lagos State, commissions 5 road networks bridge project in Alimosho. And that's the picture story there. At the top corner, FEC nabs 792 suspected crypto fraudsters in major Lagos raid. Now, Gateway Airport boasts of longest runway in Nigeria, 95% complete. Ogun Commissioner is quoted as saying that. All right, we move to the front page of the Nation newspaper and still talking about the 2025 budget. Balances revenue, expenditure, borrowing, says Edu. The Federal Executive Council approves 447.96 trillion naira, I beg your pardon, estimated expenditure. President takes bill to lawmakers tomorrow. Now, at the downstrip, EFCC ICPC recovered 277.69 billion naira, $106 million in 1 year. Now, another story at the top corner. Trade union students got 124 CNG buses, says agency, as the government looks to drive the use of gas-powered vehicles in the country. Now, another story here. Crypto fraud, EFCC arrests 148 Chinese, 40 Filipinos, 604 others in Lagos. Tinubu Oke's Yuletide season free train ride from Friday. Ademola Lukman is African Footballer of the Year. Some stories there on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And finally, with me, Nigerian Tribune. And the major story here is talking about the 2025 budget. It says 13 trillion naira deficit to be financed through borrowing. Finance Minister, Federal Executive Council approves 2025 budget proposal, budget presentation to National Assembly to hold tomorrow. And Tinubu names Uni Abuja after Yakubu Gowon declares free train ride nationwide for Yuletide. And food prices rise as Nigeria's inflation hits 34.6% in November 2024. And then the federal allocation shed 12.918 trillion naira to federal governments, states, local governments in 11 months, recorded unprecedented gross revenue of 3.143 trillion naira in November 2024. Some stories there. Ibrahim.
Salient Times is first. We lied to Nigerians. Buhari's ex-minister Dalong reveals. Cabal in present administration more dangerous than any other. Dalong, APC not different from PDP, says Cabal's hijack Buhari's government. OBJ, Gowon, IBB, Jonathan, Buhari should form party to challenge Tinubu, as according to Lukman. Tinubu renames Uni Abuja after Yakubu Gowon. EFCC arrests 193 foreigners, 599 others for alleged crypto fraud. Port Harcourt refineries restart crucial to Nigeria's energy sufficiency, NNPC. Supreme Court dismisses ex-presidential candidate suit seeking to remove Tinubu. On the bottom strip, Yuletide, federal government approves free train service nationwide. Next is the Daily Times. Atiku congratulates Ozzy Chukwu as new Ohanaeze Ndigbo President General. Countdown to Elegance Miss Nigeria 45th edition. Supreme Court finds ex-presidential candidate 5 million naira for frivolous suit against Tinubu. Federal government offers free train rides nationwide December the 20th to January the 5th. Tinubu hails Shell's $5 billion deep water investment in Nigeria. And then on the bottom strip, Tinubu shifts 2025 budget presentation to Wednesday. Daily Trust is next. EFCC's largest single bust. 193 foreigners, 599 suspected Nigerian crypto fraudsters arrested. Weak systems responsible for fraudulent activities. Experts. Confusion at CCT as Omar Kogo parade themselves as chairman. Federal government approves 2025 budget, shifts presentation to Wednesday. FEC renames Uni Abuja Yakubu Gowon University. Security forces kill 8,034 terrorists in 2024. High food prices push inflation to 34.6%. Lukman emerges Africa's best player. Nadozie remains best goalkeeper. Next is Platform Times. We have over 50,000 awaiting trial inmates, 3,569 on death row, prison's spokesman. 80,000 inmates occupy facilities built for 50,000 spaces. 2025 budget, Nigeria will borrow to fund 13 trillion naira deficit, says Minister. Edo police arrest man over false kidnap alarm on social media. Nigerian man arrested for scamming Indian woman of over 9 million naira with fake marriage proposal. Over $16 billion allocated for security between 2008 and 2018, 12% of 2024 budget secured. ABBA. NAPHPN accuses Environmental Health Council of power misuse, calls for presidential intervention. Nigeria to invest $700 million in climate resilience project. North grossly underdeveloped. Emir Sanusi laments. Uni Abuja renamed Yakubu Gowon University. The Guardian is next. Inflation bites harder as Nigerians await federal government food import duty waiver. You can see the infographics there. Agriculture budget ratio since 2017, highest in 2018. We're looking forward to seeing how many percentage will be dedicated to the next budget proposal ahead of tomorrow. And Supreme Court fines Owuru 5 million naira for frivolous suit against Tinubu. You see that on page 3. 792 arrested as EFCC gets tough with cryptocurrency fraud syndicate. Nigeria, others explore measures to reduce $74 billion debt servicing burden. Lukman, Nadoze, Falcons emerge Africa's best at CAF Awards. Defense chief orders probe of Okwama leader's death. You see that on page 29. Tinubu approves new service terms for military personnel. Lukman, Obasanjo ex-leaders must unite opposition to defeat Tinubu in 2027. And on the bottom strip, Shell's Bonga investments to boost Nigeria's oil output by 110,000 barrels per day. That's you see that on page 4. That's about it for the newspapers up for review.
Well, so many issues on the papers this morning, talking about the budget dominating the papers, and the matter of the renaming of Uni Abuja after Yakubu Gowon. That has also stirred up some controversy, especially on social media, where people are saying Uni Abuja has its identity. Why will the school be renamed after Yakubu Gowon and all of it? That reminds me of what, at some point, when they wanted to rename University of Lagos to, I think, Moshood Abiola University, and we could see the uproar where a lot of people were saying, no. Every school has its identity. Right. Don't rename schools. But I am wondering why. Doesn't he deserve, talking about Yakubu Gowon now, doesn't he deserve, as a former military head of state, doesn't he deserve, to be named? Doesn't he deserve that naming, so to speak?
Well, certainly he deserves everything as a former head of state, and he's also moving about, championing peacekeeping across the nation, especially during election. But the thing is, just like you said, there are some institutions that have this identity, and the mention of that name alone, gives it more boost when it comes to credibility, when it comes to sophistication. So University of Abuja, I wouldn't even subscribe to most of the universities named after states to be renamed after a person. Now, when I had Yakubu Gowon University of Abuja, you can place them side by side. I would say, well, good, the federal government is trying to, reward those who have contributed, especially positively, to the betterment of this nation. But I will not also subscribe to university. I am not an alumna. Oh, no, an alumnus, rather. I think alumnus is for the male.
Men, alumni is for women.
Yeah. So I'm not alumnus of University of Abuja, but I feel University of Lagos, University of Abuja, do we have University of Ogun State or Labison Abanja University? So University of named after state. They have this. They have this
after an
they have this standing. They have this image they actually portray. Just like we have, if you see some other countries, maybe you have University of France, University of. Okay, we have Oxford University. Some of those names.
Right from its inception, it was named after him.
No problem.
Right. But after it had, grown its image and reputation over the years.
Abuja, to think that Abuja is a federal capital.
Well, but perhaps there's a reason for it.
There's so many other institutions that can be named after Yakubu.
Okay, so they don't have the identity.
We can name Nigeria after him. It deserves everything. But, we just have to think it through. And listen to
how we can strike a balance.
Yeah, what the people are actually saying. So because sentiment of the people is what the government should represent.
Absolutely, I agree. But